I did my DNA back in 2015. On my grandmother's side, my grandmother was from South Africa, Mandela's tribe. We connected with Mandela. In the distance, you see the elephants. And there was a family from the baby elephants to the sister and brother elephants to the dad elephants to the mama elephant.
Like a stair step.
Yes, Ricky. I was sending videos and stuff and doing videos off my phone and stuff. And one of my girlfriend from Tampa, she couldn't believe it. She said, "Beverly, I had no idea. Really, it looks like." I said, "You got to see it. You just got to come and see it. You have to." So once we landed in Cape Town, we landed and got off the plane. And when I saw the beauty, Ricky, of the mountains, the Table Mountains, the tablecloth on the mountain.
Come on, that cloud, that hover.
The lion's head, and I'm like a little girl in a candy store, or a toy store, I'm like.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe that, because I'm sure Herbert was with you, the tour guide, right? Would you have felt comfortable as your husband and yourself just driving out there?
What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up with the Joneses. 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 Don't keep up with the Joneses.
What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of the Jones Family Channel. It's me, Rickey Jones Jr., and on today's episode of For the Love of Essay, I have none other than Miss Beverly, located online. As you're seeing, we're both online at this time. She in the States, I am here in SA, and I'm so excited because she has a story to share and to tell about her experience here in SA. First off, Miss Beverly, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. I'm glad to be here on your channel, Ricky.
Yes, I'm glad to have you. If I could just first start off by asking this quick question, what brought you over to SA from the States?
Oh, whoa. That's like everybody said, going down the rabbit hole. That's going up a rabbit hole for me.
Yes.
But it started with my sister, my oldest sister. And she traveled a lot over in Africa to a lot of the African countries and stuff over the years, for years and stuff, about 20 years, 30 years. So she always traveled over there. And me and the family, and it's 6 of us, 3 boys and 3 girls. And we used to always thought she was crazy. It's like my brother, she's always say, "Where your crazy sister at? She's over in Africa somewhere."
Wow, yes.
So, and we had no clue. We were just wondering, why is she steady going over there? We had, it was no connection to us. It's like we read, the propaganda. I knew about the propaganda. Or I thought, it's nothing but, animals on the road and the whole 9 yards. So finally, I think it started off that I had done my DNA test and stuff. And when I did my DNA test, I saw, like Jay Cameron, and I was following YouTube channels with what's that DNA, the African DNA, and saw that they went back to Ghana, to get their citizenship and getting introduced and all this and that. And so and I was like, okay, I did my DNA back in 2015. Okay, let me go and check my DNA again, see what it says, right? And so when I checked it and I saw it showed that I was like, one side of my family is from Nigeria, and we was Igbo tribe. And I was like, oh, wow, my dad's side. And then on my grandmother's side, my grandmother was from South Africa, Mandela's tribe. We connected with Mandela. So at the time, back then, I didn't put 2 and 2 together and this and that. But when my sister moved to Rwanda, and she went to go stay in Kigali, and she was telling me about how, Beverly, you got to check Kigali out. You got to come and visit. It's beautiful with the lush trees. They got the palm trees like California, because I used to live in California in LA. And she said, in the homes have the terracotta roof. It looked like Beverly Hills. I said, joking. So I went on the computer. And it was like, I was like shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, she's right. And so after that, everything went up the rabbit hole. I started searching, I started looking, and I was interested. I said, honey, I want to go see my sister in Kigali. I want to go visit and this and that. And so I started looking at all the videos, YouTube videos, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the Mark Blanton and his wife, you know,
Mm-hmm.
real South Africa. And then I start seeing Assad, his family,
Yes.
the journey. And so then I start seeing you guys and your family,
Yeah.
you know, that was visiting. And I mean, it was just the algorithm kept going, you know, getting
Yes.
more, feeding me more. I was up all
Mm-hmm.
night, Ricky. I couldn't sleep. I was up in the middle of the morning, and my husband said, "You went to bed?" I said, "No." I said, "Honey, you need to look at these homes." I said, "The house we could buy 3 or 4 homes, sell this house, and go move to South Africa." You know, I was like
So,
off the chain. Everybody was like, every time they talk to me on the phone, my friends, my family, my sons, "Oh, Mom, here we go with the South Africa stuff." And, you know, they didn't get it. I had got the
they
bug.
didn't get it. Yes, yes, yes.
So I told my
Wow.
husband when I watched the video, and they said, "If you want to go to Africa, go to South Africa first because it's familiar to the US, you know, and
Yes, yes.
they speak English and they speak 11
Mm-hmm.
languages along with English." And then when I saw a video in Rwanda and Kigali, majority of them don't speak English there. A lot
Mm,
of them speak, you know, French or their language over there. So and
yes.
so I said, okay, let me go check out South Africa and stuff. So when I started
Yeah.
looking at the videos of Johannesburg and Cape Town, when I saw
Mm,
Cape Town, oh,
yes.
it brought back so many memories of California. I was like, oh
Yes,
my God,
ma'am.
it's beautiful, you know, the ocean and the
Mm,
mountains and the wine country. The wine country.
yes, yes. It's
I
there.
know you
It's
guys only
there.
got to see it one time, but Ricky, oh, the wine country is beautiful there. Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh,
Mm,
so that just lured me in. I said, okay, honey, I'm not going to Kigali. I'm going to Johannesburg and Cape Town.
yes, yes, yes.
And
And let
I
me
went
ask you
there.
this. What was something that surprised you once you arrived about either Johannesburg or Cape Town?
I'm like you. It was the architecture, the buildings. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
you know,
Yes.
it was like,
Yes.
they look better than some of the cities in the US, especially in Houston and stuff. I'm like, how did they know how
Mm,
to do it like that? You know, it was the buildings that
mm-hmm.
got me. And then the beauty of the green, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the highways. I was like, they highways look better than our highways. It's like not
Yes.
that crowded until I got into the city, until I got into Santa, you know, got a little bit crowded.
Mm.
But I was like shocked. I was like, I was amazed. I was amazed. And
Now let me
especially when
ask you this.
mhm.
How was the flight for you, right? Because a lot of people complain or are hesitant about making the visit due to the flight. Where did you fly from and where did you land to?
Well, being in Texas and I'm in between San Antonio and Austin,
Yes.
we took the Austin airport and flew to Atlanta.
Okay.
And then from Atlanta straight to Johannesburg.
Yes.
And our flight, I guess because of the excitement, it wasn't that
Yes.
bad.
Mm.
I was looking for more what Dr. Saad was saying, that it was more the other people than it was us.
Yes. Yes.
I told Dr. Saad, I said, oh, it was a lot of us on that plane when I came.
Wow. Okay.
And he was
Okay.
like shocked. He's like, really? I said, yes. I was
Mm.
shocked to see. I mean, I was talking to people on this side, you know, was
Yes.
coming from different states, and they was going to Cape Town, other people behind me and other people up front. I was
Mm.
like, oh, okay, come on. All right. I
Yes.
was really happy to
Yes.
see that. So the
Wow.
flight wasn't bad.
Yes, ma'am.
I think I got a little cramp here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
last week, I was too excited. I can't
Yes.
wait to land. I can't wait, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I wanted to hear welcome home, you know. I was all excited to
Yes.
hear that what everybody, you know, said that they would hear when they went
Mm.
to land and stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was just, and soon as we got to the hotel, 'cause we stayed in Santa City in Da Vinci.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as soon as I got into the hotel room, I said, honey, okay, drop the bags, let's go. I want to go see the mall.
Yeah, you're right across. You are walking distance, stone's throw.
Exactly. Right across
Yes.
outside the elevator and we right there in the mall, right? Center City Mall.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh my God, the
Yes.
mall is huge. I said
Huge.
it make US malls stupid, look stupid, you know. So I was telling some of the
Yes.
girlfriends and stuff, and I was
Uh-huh.
sending videos and stuff or doing videos off my phone and stuff. And one of
Mm.
my girlfriend from Tampa, she couldn't believe it. She said, Beverly, I had no idea. Really? It looks like I said, you got to see it. You just got to come and see it. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in the mall and looking at the mall and walking and walking and walking and going different places in the mall and got lost.
I believe it. I believe it because it's various floors, a lot of different turns, and you get
Yes.
lost. You could get
Got
lost.
lost, Ricky, because I was
Yes.
looking for that. What do you call it? The ones with the crystals and the diamonds at the
Yes,
top where
yes.
all
The
the
diamond
designer
row
wears.
or
Yeah.
whatnot, diamond walk. Mm-hmm.
I told my husband, I
Wow.
gotta go see that. I want to go see it, right? So we were trying to find it and stuff. And I found
Yes.
it, but we made so many turns, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And so right when we was trying to head back to the hotel and stuff, I
Mm.
saw officers standing in the walkway around the bank, because of one of the banks over there. And he
Yes.
had his gun,
Yes.
was
Yes.
standing there. And
Uh-huh.
so my husband was nervous about asking him, but I said, no, I said, can you please help me? I'm trying to find my hotel back to the. He said, sure, yeah. And he kind of chuckled a little bit. He
Exactly.
said, expect down, go that way, turn left, and you there. I said, okay.
Uh-huh. Yes, and that's the beautiful thing
Yeah.
about the people here. They're friendly, they're loving, they're kind.
Yes.
They'll step out of their way to help you to do whatever it is that you may need to do and whatnot. And so that's a beautiful thing. Now, let me ask you this. I have several questions that you start
Okay.
to line up, which I love, right? What made you choose the Da Vinci Hotel? And I only asked that knowing that of its location, but then I think you're the first person that I know that has stayed there. So why Da
Yeah.
Vinci?
And it was beautiful. That was a beautiful
Yes,
hotel.
it looks it.
The Blantons had did a
Mm,
video, a podcast
yes.
on the Da Vinci and stuff,
Mm,
and they showed the different levels of it and how pretty it was. And my husband loves whiskey, so they
okay.
had a whiskey bar that was down
Ah,
underneath the staircase, down where you go and have
yes.
breakfast at in the morning,
Mm,
down in the lobby area. So it was his birthday month in February.
nice.
So I said, okay, I told Tasha, I said, look, we got to have that hotel because my husband, he loves his whiskey. So, I mean,
Yeah,
Ricky, my husband was in seven heaven to him. He
that's
went down to
it.
that bar. He
Hmm.
had his whiskeys. I had my little chocolate martini and stuff. And we,
Yes, yes.
having our little munchies and stuff almost every night.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it was
Ah,
beautiful. It was,
wow.
it was gorgeous.
That's
It was
cool.
gorgeous.
That's cool. I love that. I love it. Okay. So that gives others ideas of what they can expect if they were to stay in the Da Vinci Hotel. So I
Right.
appreciate that content and
Right. Because it was a
information.
toss up between Da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Leonardo, right?
Okay.
And
Okay. Which are all on the
especially,
same street.
exactly, especially
Yeah.
when I looked at the Leonardo, the
Yes.
Michelangelo, I didn't see too much and it didn't look that appealing from the street or whatever. And the
Yes.
Michelangelo, with the top cars, big cars and stuff underneath their hotel
Yes.
and stuff in the
Yes.
lobby and stuff, and the
Uh-huh.
artwork, they have the nice artwork too.
Mm-hmm.
But the lobby of it wasn't as pretty as the Da Vinci's lobby area. Da
True.
Vinci's lobby area, they had this design in the Da Vinci, from the rugs, Ricky, to the
Mm.
pole, to the
Yes.
rooms, the headboards, and it was
Wow.
like a tree of life.
Wow.
And I kept taking pictures, and I was like, what is it with these tree limbs, and
Mm.
tree of life, Beverly. I was like,
Yes. Yes.
oh, thank you, Father God. No.
There it is. There it is. Now I have an understanding. I love that. I love that.
It was
Now I have to
beautiful because it was
ask.
black and white. Some of it was
Mm,
all white. I mean, even the base, the vase that they had in the
yes.
rooms, some of them had the tree
Mm,
on there, the same design.
wow.
I was like
Yes, ma'am.
impressed. I was like, I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it's much. That was their, I guess, part of their logo for the Da Vinci Hotel was that tree branch.
And that theme was continued throughout from the lobby to the
Exactly.
room and something
Exactly.
that you didn't forget because you saw it multiple
Exactly.
times. So I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. I like that. Now, I'm sure others are listening and wondering, just like myself. Now, you did your tracing of your ancestry and whatnot. It
Right.
led you to essay, right?
Hmm.
And specifically to Mandela. Did you do any digging to that? Like, hey, cousin, whatever, whatnot. Where's my family? Like, did you tap into that while here?
Not as much because we was like with the tour company, so we was kind of like on
Yes.
time frame and stuff. But every tour guide we had, I would talk to them about it, and especially this one
Mm,
tour guide. Bless his heart, I love him to death. Even
yeah.
um, Ronnie, my boy
Mm,
Ronnie, bless his heart. I'm so glad everything's worked out for him there. We had this
yes.
tour guide named Herbert. And
Mm.
Rickey, he was a book of knowledge of history of SA. I'm telling
Wow.
you, Herbert, he was like any information you needed to know,
Mm.
ancestries of South Africa, because he was born in Cape Town, but he lived in Johannesburg, and
Okay.
he knew everything. He was just
Wow.
so a lot of stuff I would, tell him or ask him, and he would, let me know. Because and the funny story too, even with that, he was taking us to go see the last house that Nelson Mandela had lived in before he died.
Yes.
So we in this big van or whatever, right? And we pulled up in at the front of the house on the street, and I had no clue, why we was pulling up there, right?
Yes.
I'm just riding along, looking and seeing how beautiful it is, and on the streets of Johannesburg or whatever. And so when we pulled up to the side, he started telling us the story and stuff, right? Him and my husband was
Mm.
talking, and I'm listening, and he just kept going on, Ricky, and on and on. He
Mm.
kept saying Madiba, Madiba, and I'm like, who is Madiba?
Mm.
So I didn't have no clue.
Yes.
Nelson Mandela's nickname, Madiba. I was like,
Ah.
oh, so the story he was telling about, how he died. This is his house. I mean, they even had little rocks around the trees, like landscaping. Everybody had wrote on the rocks, we love you,
Yeah.
Madiba, this and that. And this beautiful mansion home, behind the
Mm-hmm.
wall and stuff that was just beautiful. And I
Mm.
mean, other tour guides that came with their people had came, stopped, got out, looked, and left. And we still there. My boy still going to telling the story and the history. I was like,
Yes.
what is he rambling on about? And then finally I said, oh, you know what, Herbert? I got to apologize. Now that I get what you're talking about, I had no clue who you're talking about, Medina.
Correct. Yes.
And I had all the history and the knowledge. I mean, he was breaking it down, Ricky, one by one. I mean,
Wow.
he was a talker. He was a history book.
Yes, yeah, and that's
History
what
book.
I found in talking to various South Africans here. They're very knowledgeable in
Mhm.
general, right?
Yes.
Knowledgeable in general, but then even of world news, but then even specifically to their news, their history, and
Right.
things like that. So I'm always
Right.
amazed and enamored in conversations of, man, you can remember that and
I
the
know.
dates and
I know.
location. Sometimes the season. Like, how can you
Exactly.
remember all of that? So
Exactly.
you're
Exactly. And then I had told him about my DNA, and I showed him my DNA that, hey, Mandela is part of my DNA. And I showed him to it. He's like, oh, and they call it, I can't never pronounce it right. My son always get after me about it. You kosher tribe. You kosher. I was like,
Yes.
oh, okay. And so then when we got to Mandela's school home and so where he was a little boy and raised up, and we was
Mm,
doing the tour of the house and stuff over in Soweto, because we went to Soweto.
yes.
And when we saw the house here and the lady was giving, I showed her my DNA that was connected to Mandela. She said, oh, so you, or however they say it, kosher tribe.
Right.
I said,
Tulsa.
yeah, that's what
Uh-huh.
I've been
Uh-huh.
told. And then we went to that Black church. It was a Black Catholic church we went to in
Okay.
Soweto. And the guy in there, he was very knowledgeable and stuff. And he was telling the story
Mhm.
of the church, how Mandela was in there and they had to shoot off the shooting going on in the church and
Yes.
stuff. And you saw
Mm,
all these mirrors and different arts and work and stuff of Mandela on the wall. It's a beautiful church and everything. And he had the
yes.
greenest eyes. He was really darker than you, Rick, with green eyes. And I'm like,
Oh,
I was just drawn into him. I said, oh my
that's
God,
it.
it's a beautiful, And so he was telling us the story of Mandela being in there and how President Obama had came there and stuff and telling the history of the church and everything, what happened. And I showed him, I told him, I said, this is my DNA and I'm connected to Mandela. He said, oh, and he called me that name again, the tribe. And I said,
Yes.
okay, the one that have the clicking. So
Yes. Right.
tribe.
Right.
But that
Wow.
was a nice story. So everybody was like telling me what tribe I was from. Then I got to
Yes.
meet one of the tribes when we went to
Nice.
Pretoria. So when
Okay.
we went to Pretoria, some of the tribe was there on the side of the Union building,
Okay.
I guess saying that was their land and they were taking the
Mm.
land away and this and that. So I got to meet
Hmm.
one of the tribe, that
Wow.
had his gear on, the
Yes.
dress without the shirt on and his spears and
Yes.
everything. And
Yes.
I showed him the thing. So he started talking to me and this and that.
Mm.
So yeah, it was like a love connection until I went
Mm.
to the Mandela Museum.
Okay.
When I got to Mandela Museum and saw when you walk in, there's a car. I don't know if it was Mandela's a convertible car. I think it was
Mm.
red, maybe red or white.
Yes. Yes. It was red.
Red. And
Yes.
he had the video showing of all the places he'd been and the people he met, the Queen and, the presidents of the United States. Rickey, I stood there and it just overwhelmed me. I just bust out crying. I was just crying and crying and crying and just glued into that video of the people, the love they have for
Yeah.
Mandela, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I could have been here, to see,
Yeah.
to be able to meet him and stuff, knowing that he's
Yeah.
part of my, DNA and stuff.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
it was just an overwhelming feeling of feeling him
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
love of the people
Yeah.
that loved him and stuff in South Africa. So I
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
that's so very true. I think you're referencing at the Apartheid Museum, they have the Nelson Mandela section. If you, I'm
yes,
gonna call it a wing, like a whole wing.
yes,
And
yes,
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 you're greeted by the
yes,
car. I believe it's a BMW or a Mercedes, one of the two, but whatever
right,
it there. And then you have the
right,
other elements of his life from being in
right.
prison, getting
Yep,
to see like a cell experience and things. So you're right. It's very embracive. Like
yes,
you can feel as though like he was,
exactly.
because of
Yep,
all the information and all the knowledge that you're able to gain about him, even for those like us that were in a distance, maybe have heard about him but didn't get to experience him.
right.
That museum gives you that, tangible experience through the information that they give. So I definitely recommend people, if they have the
To go.
time, right,
Yeah.
to get how much time did you spend at the museum? Because you could easily spend all day, easily.
We went to so many different places because
Okay.
even that was the day we had even went to Pretoria and saw,
Okay.
all
So you were
Pretoria
kind of
stuff.
in and out,
Yes.
maybe
So
like 3 hours. So you didn't
I would
see
say
as much.
probably at the latest, probably 2 hours there, if not
Okay.
more. Yeah,
Yes,
there.
ma'am. Mm,
Like I said, just taking it all in and just feeling his
yeah.
presence there.
Yes.
I was like, I was still in shock when I'm walking out. And then especially when you walk and exit out, you see this
Yes.
iron work that was like cut up in, uh, what do you call it? Iron that's cut up in lines or whatever.
Mm,
And you just thought it was lying like a fan or you see it through some type of metal thing.
mm,
But it was a picture or a picture of his face on there. And I was like, oh,
yes.
I was
Yes.
like
Depending on
taken
your
back,
angle.
walking. Yes, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, oh my God, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, no, I love that. And even speaking to his experience, right? You
Right.
had various encounters with people while here. What was that like? What was your takeaway from the people of South Africa? Like, how would you describe the experiences you had with them and what did it do for you?
The friendliness there, even our um in the restaurant when we had breakfast every morning, she was so
Mm,
tentative, our waitress. And
yes.
so loving. Oh, you must try this, Miss Beverly. Oh, no, you need this, Oh, I brought this for you extra, just
Wow.
and even at the front desk of it, when the restaurant,
Mm,
and when you go in, she's, oh, yeah, you guys got the donkeys. Okay, come on in because you're ready for it,
mm,
And it's like their love. It was like,
mm-hmm.
and at one point I couldn't understand my waitress because my hearing is not the best, but
Okay.
I couldn't her accent was so thick, and my husband has an accent because he's Australian. And
Okay.
I had to ask him, I said, what is she saying? And so he
Yes.
was able to relay it and understood it
Okay.
better than I
Okay.
could. Because if she had a very thick accent, but she was so
Mm.
loving. She was a great
Mm-hmm.
hostess and served us every morning because we was there for 10 days, we was there for
Yes,
10
ma'am.
days
Okay.
and trying to experience all of Johannesburg, went to Constitution Hill, which was another,
Yes.
site to go to and see the memorial with the
Mm-hmm.
fire burning, and
Yeah.
then seeing the Dutch, what happened to, apartheid stuff. And
Yes, ma'am.
then the drive to Soweto and seeing
Mm-hmm.
all that. I got a little afraid going to Soweto for some reason. Let me
Okay.
tell you that
Okay.
story.
Okay. Please do. Please do. I love it.
So when our tour guide Herbert taking us to Soweto and stuff, and that's when we went to the church and stuff, and we
Yes,
went to
ma'am.
Hector, what was his name? Hernandez, not Hernandez, Hector, something, where they
Okay.
had where all the kids from doing apartheid had got killed. stuff, and they were
Yes,
showing
at the
pictures.
hill.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. And
yes.
you have the bricks
So
there
yes,
showcasing.
beautiful
Yeah,
sight, beautiful sight. Oh,
very
just
on this
gorgeous.
side. Yes. Very nice
Until
memorial.
right until I went in, and when I went in and saw all the pictures and heard the videos and walking around, Rick, I had to hurry up and get out of there. It
Yes,
broke my heart.
ma'am.
I was so
Yeah.
mad. I was so angry.
Yeah.
You know, it's totally different from the States,
Hmm.
and it's totally different feeling that, all the stuff, I guess, in a sense, I guess my time frame, but not my
Mm.
mom's time frame of what they
Yes,
went through and
ma'am.
stuff during, slavery and history and stuff like that.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
it was like just to feel it and to see it,
Yes.
they have so much history in South Africa to tell their story there, and they tell it in a beautiful way,
Very much so.
from different locations, I mean, all the way to Cape Town.
Hmm.
I was like, wow, taking back, the stories and stuff there. But
Mm.
it was just, you felt it, you
Yes.
felt it.
Yes.
And like a lot of you guys, the YouTubers were saying that, Johannesburg has the vibe, it has
Yes,
the
ma'am.
connections, it has,
Yes.
everything you want in one, it's like a piece of
Yes.
heaven there, It's like, okay,
Yes.
was the Garden of Eve here in South Africa, Lord,
Everything I need is here. And to your point, like that whole museum at the site where the memorial is, I knew I couldn't go into the facility,
Oh,
it was largely around kids and their experience and what they had to endure in their
yes,
protests. And I
yes,
just knew certain things I can't,
you can't,
I can't.
yep.
That was
But
one.
at the end, coming out of it, it was beautiful to see because every brick, they had a brick
Yes.
they laid
Mm-hmm.
out with their names on it. And I thought
Yes,
that was so
ma'am.
beautiful. That was so touching.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I was like, way to
Yeah.
honor them. I
Very
applaud
much
them
so.
how they did
And
that.
then to notice how many bricks there are is
Yes.
also a tale in
Yeah.
itself. And
Yeah.
so you're right. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of
Yes.
things to explore, and the history isn't that distanced away, right? It's not that long as far as age is concerned. So, man, it's a lot.
But
But I
yeah.
love that. I love that. So you had that experience. You
Yeah.
not only were in Johannesburg, but how much time did you spend in Cape Town while you were here?
Only 4 days and not enough. Not
Okay.
enough.
Now,
We
and why do
coming
you
back.
say not enough?
I didn't get to see everything. Even like in
Okay.
Johannesburg, I still didn't get to see everything. I wanted
You
to
you
experience
won't.
everything.
I agree. I've been here almost a year and I have
Still,
only scratched like a scratch a sniff. I've only scratched. I haven't even
Ricky,
sniffed all that's
on my
available here.
phone, you know how when you go to Google an
Yes.
address or an area and stuff, I mean, you
Yes.
save the little hearts that you want to go and visit or your favorites.
Mm,
I had so many of those on my phone. So like, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to go here. Oh, I got to check that out.
yes.
One of my
Yes.
girlfriends said, "How are you going to check all those places out?" I said, "I'm gonna try,"
That's the question.
but I couldn't.
Now let me ask that if you remember, right? What's one of the places that you had hearted that you wanted to visit that you didn't get a chance to visit that you would want to when you come back?
I didn't get to do the hop on, hop off bus. And I really
Okay.
wanted to do that to see
Yes.
all of, Johannesburg, even though I did
Yes.
in a certain degree in the private, transportation.
Yes, ma'am.
But that, and I didn't get to go to the Monte Casino.
Okay.
I really
Yes.
wanted to go there to check that out.
Yes.
Um, we passed by it on our way to the safari,
Okay.
the Sun City,
Yes. Sun
yeah,
City Resort. Yes, ma'am.
yes. And even by going there, the water, it's a big waterfall when you cross over
Mm.
going into the safari area.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was like, oh, that's the bill. I said, oh man, I want to go there,
Wow. Wow. You had some heavy hitter places that you wanted to go to, but
I
yet
did.
still had the opportunity to experience great things while here.
Yes.
So, you had a list. You had a list.
Yeah,
Now, let
I
me ask you
do.
this.
I
I
got to
think
come
this is
back.
one of those burning questions. If and when, let me just say when you come back, because I see the necklace, so I know Africa is on your heart, literally. But nonetheless, when you come back, where do you think you would visit first, Johannesburg or Cape Town?
Well, because we didn't get to experience much of Cape Town, we said we want to go
Yes,
to
ma'am.
Cape Town first.
Okay.
And because I didn't get to go to the waterfront. I missed
Oh.
that. Yeah. I didn't get to
Oh.
go to that area where the mall was by the waterfront, the V&A.
Yes. Yes. The newer. Yep.
And
Oh
there's a
wow.
big mall where all the restaurants with different level floors of restaurants.
Okay.
I wanted to go
Okay.
in there.
Yes, ma'am.
So definitely, and then my husband wants to go see. When we went to the safari in Johannesburg, we didn't get to see all the big five. So we didn't get to
Okay.
see no cats, no lions, no
Ah.
birds, no bobcats and like that. We got to saw a
Yes.
little bit of the giraffe. I saw one giraffe in the distance, but
Mm.
we saw all the elephants. Oh my God, my
Okay.
elephant.
Okay.
My elephant.
Yes.
Bring my elephant
Come
over here
on.
that I got from
Uh-oh.
Pretoria. But
Mm-mm.
the story with the elephants, we did two elephants. We did the sanctuary and we did the safari.
Nice.
And the safari one was the first one we went to, I think. Yeah. And
Mm.
we had, when we got there, our tour guide, Herbert, taking us to the safari. And then we waited for the lady that does the driving everybody on the
In
tram
the
or whatever you want
vehicle.
to call
Yes,
it,
ma'am.
the vehicle
Mm-hmm.
to go to look at all. I mean, that safari. I mean, it wasn't the big one that everyone knows in Johannesburg. It was the other
Yes.
one. I don't know what you call
Okay.
it. That was out by Sun City.
Mm-hmm.
But the land there, I was like, it almost kind of reminded me where I'm living at here in the hill country
Mm.
in
Mm.
Texas.
Yes,
And it
ma'am.
was just so much hills, so much land where the
Yeah.
animals were free, to
Yeah.
roam and you might catch one here, you might catch one there, you might see one there, they were
Mm.
everywhere. So when we got on the ride with the lady at the place, the tour guide at the place, and we got to see some of the elephants passing by and a few of the leopards, a few of the rhinos, and it was a short ride. I would say probably about 30 minutes, 45 minutes ride.
Yes. Yes.
So when we stopped to go get something to eat for breakfast, no, for lunch, our tour guide Herbert was in his SUV.
Mm.
So he said, "Okay, you don't have to finish doing that tour. Then come on with me. I'm gonna take you because he said I love coming here, and this is my thing because I love the safaris. I love seeing the animal. He was a photographer.
Okay.
He had his
Okay.
photography, his camera going and taking shots and this and that. So it's like, oh, okay. So we're not gonna ride with the other people. He said, no, you're gonna ride
Mm.
with me. I'm gonna take you around because I've been here several times, and this is what I like to do. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what
Yes.
the secrets are in here."
Go on, Herbert. Okay. I'm getting excited. I wasn't even on the ride.
So we riding along. As soon as we pull off, I see this elephant behind us, right? He was kind of a distance behind us, and he just stomping along, walking, behind us and this and that. But then he was getting a little bit closer. And I said, Herbert, that elephant is getting a little close there.
Mm.
So he would speed off and take off, and then we left him and this and that. So then we
Yeah.
started seeing all the other animals. Then he took us to a hideout. And one of the hideouts was where in the water, the rhinos was hiding in the water and stuff. And then you see some elephants over there making loud elephant noises in the bushes and
Yes.
stuff. And I'm like, and I'm scared of spiders. So
Okay.
we go in this hideout, and I'm like, oh, where are we going? Honey, like, I need dress for this. I'm like, I need my boots
Yes.
on or something, 'cause I don't need no
Uh-huh.
spider bites or whatever, right?
Right.
So we get in this hideout and he taking us and he showed us the cutout where you can watch
Mm.
all the what you call them in the water. I forgot the animal I was
Like
telling you.
fish or a
The,
hippopotamus?
the hippopotamus and stuff.
Yes.
And then after we saw them, in the distance you see the elephants. And there was a family from the baby
Mm.
elephants to the
Wow.
sister and brother elephants to the dad elephants or to the mama elephant.
Like a
And they
stair
was
step.
yes,
Oh,
Ricky. I was like,
wow.
no, I'm still taking pictures. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
And they going over to where the water was. So one of the elephants took over and left the family and went toward where the water was. And
Mm.
he got his trunk and got the water, and you see in them in the
Yes.
water. And it's like, I was like, oh, he was thirsty. Oh, and so then the whole family can come on, you guys, come on, family. We got the water right here, come on, get your water, take a bath, and
Wow.
this and that. So it
Yeah.
was beautiful to see. It was true. So when we left
Wow.
there, we was driving back trying to get out of there because it was behind time. I mean,
Okay.
we got locked in.
Oh, y'all were behind.
Yeah.
Herbert went to the secret place for real. Y'all
We
weren't
got like
seen.
this. So coming out and we going through, the roads and stuff where the elephants would be. And so Herbert had stopped. And him and my husband's in the front, and I was in the back seat. And so Herbert said, "Yeah, look over to the right. There's the elephant. You can see an elephant right there to the right." Right. So
Mm.
now I looked and I turned up and I looked over, there's an elephant right here. I mean, he was that close. He was literally,
Whoa.
he could have taken one more step, he would have knocked the car over, Ricky.
Wow. And they strong enough to do that too.
Yes, I seen him knock down some trees while we was there.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa.
So Herbert hurry up and zoomed off,
Yes.
on the gas pedal and stuff. And we took off. I said,
Mm.
"Ooh, that was close. Oh Lord
Hello.
Jesus."
Come on. A little too close.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that was the experience of being that close to a wild animal, and
Yeah.
then seeing the leopards. Oh, not the leopards, the zebras. I'm sorry. Seeing the zebras.
Yes.
They are so pretty. Oh, their
They are
eyelashes
very
are so
nice.
pretty. And
Right.
so we come up trying to get out of the safari area,
Mm.
and this whole family of the zebras are crossing over the road, right? I mean, the father was like,
Yes.
"Cannot cross till my family comes over this
Come
driveway."
on. Come
And so we
on.
sitting there, we waiting and waiting. He would look back at us, in the car, and we wait. He
Yes.
said, "Okay, Mr. Zebra Man, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait."
Doing his job. I like it. Go zebra. Even in the animal kingdom, it's
Yes.
known what the
And so we
father's
had to
role is.
wait. And about
Yes.
5-10 minutes, he finally walked back over after all of them was over to the left. And
Wow.
then he said, "You can go." And we said,
Hello.
"Pass him and go." I said
Wow.
that was so beautiful. And then to see
Yeah.
all the spring box that looked like, deers to me, because we got
Yes.
tons of deers here where I said, and it's
We
like,
do
"Oh,
in
that's a bunch
Georgia.
of deer,"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes,
So that was
yes.
beautiful. So I loved it. So that was the safari. Then I
Yes,
think the
ma'am.
next couple of days we went to the sanctuary, and at the sanctuary
Okay.
we went to the elephant sanctuary where you're able
Mm-hmm.
to feed and touch the
Yes.
elephants and stuff.
Correct. More
And
hands-on.
that
Mm-hmm.
was beautiful. Even learning the lesson about how they built, seeing that map
Mm.
and the head of the inside of their bodies and this and that, because they had to teach us a
Mm.
lesson about how the elephant is built and whatever, their
Okay.
body parts and stuff. And I thought
Yes.
that was history to learn about how their ears were
Yeah.
made and this and that and part of their body.
Mm.
And then when we got to the elephant part, I got pictures of me with the elephant just right behind me. And I was like, "Oh, come on, Mr. Elephant, come on."
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love it.
And
Look at
then
you
got
with
to
the
touch
submersive
him.
experience.
Huh?
Yes. I said, look at you with the submersive experience.
Got to touch the elephant, got to feed him and stuff. And so there was one elephant that he wasn't feeling well or something, but it was
Mm.
some teenage girls was over with this one elephant. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not having this. No, y'all get away from me type of deal.
Wow.
And
Mm.
so I said, I want to go see him, so I went over there to him and rubbed him. So it's okay. It's okay. So he didn't do none of that with me.
Wow. Look at you.
And
Look
so
at
I had a
you.
connection with him because I felt like I was calming him down in a sense, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
you
don't
did
know.
your part.
I don't know if it was the scent.
Whatever it was, it gave him peace.
Calmed
And
him
that
down.
was what was necessary.
Yeah. So I got pictures,
Oh, that's
videos of
awesome.
that. So, but yeah, I loved it.
Yes.
I love seeing the elephants
Yes.
and stuff. I remember when I was a little
Wow.
girl, my dad was in the army. He was in Vietnam. And
Mm.
one day when he came home, he brought the carving of an elephant.
Mm.
And we had in our house, grew up with that elephant,
Come
you
on.
know, in the house and stuff. So
Wow.
when we went to Pretoria, I made sure I got me a wooden elephant because I didn't have one. They
Yes,
brought back
that
when I
makes
was a
sense
child, and
now.
then seeing them, having a connection and touching them. And then I had one
Yeah.
friend told me, "Well, it's no difference than you going to the zoo here." I said, "Dude, you have no
Yeah.
clue.
It's different.
It
It's
is a
different.
difference."
It's a difference. Now, granted, the animal's an animal, but it's different.
Yeah,
It's an African elephant. It's
yes, on top
and
of it.
they're out. They're out, right? At the safari,
Yeah,
they're out in the habitat doing what they do. In the sanctuary,
exactly.
yes, it's more controlled, but at the same time, most often there
Yes.
are African elephants, right?
Yes,
As opposed to being
yes,
shipped over from other parts of the world
exactly,
that
exactly,
comprises the zoo animals that we experience, or circus animals for that, you know?
exactly.
And
True.
so, no, I love that. And not
Yeah.
only did you get to do the safaris and do tours and whatnot, even going over to Johannesburg, after all of those things, like, what is something that you would want for your friends back at home to experience that you were able to experience that words don't really do it justice? They have to see for themselves.
I
What would you say
know.
is
And
a
that was the
thing?
thing too, because it was the connection I had, and I guess
Ah,
everybody's connection
yes, ma'am.
of feeling for the love of, SA
Yeah.
is totally different.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I got back, it was almost in a sense, and I don't really want to say that, but it was kind of a competition between my sister in Rwanda and me in South Africa.
Okay, okay, okay. As far as what, like who had the better experience, or what was the
Yeah, I mean,
competition?
she had more love. Her connection was in
Okay,
Rwanda.
Rwanda.
And I'm like, no comparison to Johannesburg,
Uh-oh.
Cecilia. I'm sorry.
I
And she had
like
been to
it.
Johannesburg once, and she wasn't all that crazy. I think because she was more down at the CBD, down to where
Okay,
that area was.
gotcha.
So, and she wasn't that impressed with it. I said, but sister
Yes,
dear, it's
ma'am.
so big. It's like Texas. You have to go from city to suburb to suburb to suburb to suburb
You
to
have
every
to.
area. And then when I told her
Mm-hmm.
about, where I was staying at, because she's more of a hotel type of girl too. And I told her I was staying
Yes.
and stuff that was right there in the mall and all the
Yeah.
foods. All the
Yeah.
foods.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
And I was
You
telling her
can't
about it.
beat it.
Yeah, she said, okay, well, maybe I need to take me a flight from Kigali to Johannesburg and stay at that hotel. I said, yes, you really
Yes.
do. You
As
really
you
do, sister
should.
dear.
Yes, indeed. And then we'll have to see what she says after that.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Oh,
But
that's nice. So have you been to Rwanda or
no,
no?
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay,
Yeah,
not
because this was
yet.
my
Okay.
first time in Africa, period. So,
Yes,
compared to
ma'am.
her, she had been there several times in several years.
Mm-hmm.
But the food, yeah, I said, what was
Talk about it. What was your favorite restaurant? Like, let me hear that. What was your and you from Texas, so that means you have good food, right? And Texas has a variety of food, especially where you say where you're from. So you have like that Tex-Mex type and a little bit of everything. So what was your favorite restaurant or top two if you can't pick one?
I wanted to try the lamb that Dr. Assad was talking about. So when I got to
Okay,
meet Adrian and Dr. Assad and Tasha's down from
of
the
course.
hotel room.
He gonna do Tasha's. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we went into Tasha's and I was like, Dr. Assad, is this one of the places, to have the famous lamb and stuff you bragged about on your YouTube videos and stuff?
Yes.
He said, yeah, they're real good. They're real good. You gotta check it out. So I tried the lamb and it was okay. I think I've had better, but it was okay at that
Yes.
location and stuff.
That's
And
what
I
Chrystle
heard,
said.
yeah, I heard
Chrystle
there
has
was
said the same.
multiple different Tashas and I didn't realize that.
Yes.
I didn't
Yes.
realize, and I heard that all Tashas are not the same.
They're not the same. That is
So
true.
when we met up again with Dr. Assad now and
Mm.
Melrose Art,
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
we
Yes.
went to the Tasha's there. And the food
Okay.
was much better there than I could say
Ah,
than the one in
at
Sanford
Santon.
that I had, right?
Yes.
So, and I had prongs at the
Mm.
Tasha's and Melrose Art, right?
Okay.
And
Before you go any further, what
okay.
was your experience with that? I asked because I've had other Americans that has come and they ordered the prawns, right? With us, we're used to shrimp. However, the prawns came to the table, full body, eyes and all, and totally shocked this American individual. What was it like for you as the prawns came to the table?
Now, the first time I heard about prawns, because coming from the South in Texas, all we heard was shrimp, right?
Yes,
Shrimp, like
shrimp,
that's what I
crawfish,
would say.
shrimp. Mm-hmm. Hello.
um, we never really heard it as being a prong, but when I
No, ma'am.
lived in California and LA and stuff, I heard it being prongs there, like in San
Ah,
Francisco, they would call it prongs too. And I was like,
okay.
oh, okay, it's just a bigger version of shrimp. Okay, I got it,
Mm,
years ago when I heard it in California. So
yes.
when I saw this one in Tasha's, when me and my husband ordered some, because I wanted some, shrimp and fries and stuff, because that was the day we was leaving. It was my husband's birthday. We was leaving to go to Signature's restaurant for his birthday and stuff.
Okay. Beautiful
So
restaurant.
we just wanted something light to eat, with
Yes.
aside them and stuff. So when the prawns came out and I saw them, I said, "Oh, okay, this looks good." Because I don't have a problem in being the shell. I mean, no different than
Okay.
in crabs. Crab shell.
Yes.
No different than being a lobster shell. Okay,
Yes.
this time fresh shrimp in the shrimps, skin. So
Yes. Yes.
when I taste and stuff, I'm like, okay, tastes a little bit different. Doesn't take like my
Yes.
regular US shrimp,
Mm-mm.
had like a little gaming type taste to it. But
Mm-hmm.
when the more I kept eating it with lemon juice, it got better.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
okay, this tastes good. It was like a learning lesson I had to learn about fresh fish.
I love that. A learning lesson you've received while eating something, experiencing it being fresh, not
Right,
necessarily frozen.
right.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
something
And the
there.
food there was fresh from
All the
the
food.
breakfast every morning
Yes,
to
ma'am.
have the little snacks in the whiskey bar we was eating. I have,
Yes, ma'am.
little snack foods were fresh. I mean, it was, and you can tell it was fresh.
You can
Ricky,
tell.
and it didn't have a lot of sodium in it. That's what
No,
got
ma'am.
me. It wasn't a lot of salt in it, and you didn't need any,
No.
excuse me, you didn't
That's
need
it.
any salt.
Salt or sugar. You're right. You're right.
Yes. And I was
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
wow. And, not to be embarrassing, but I think I cleaned out more there than coming back here and not being cleaned out.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
And you
ma'am.
can
I
tell
get
the
it.
difference from the chemicals, from here and there.
Yeah.
Because when I got back
Yes.
home and I'm tasting the food, I said, oh, this got a lot of salt in it. And I was able
Mm-hmm.
to tell the difference.
Yes, yes. Which
But
gives me something to be nervous about coming back to the States and eating and things like that. How will our bodies react? Because even
exactly.
Chrystle, she came and within the first 2 or 3 weeks, she lost like 15 or 20 pounds
Yes,
just in
yes,
eating, not doing anything differently.
yes,
Still
yes,
eating fried chicken wings and things like that, but the quality of food is so much better.
it
And
is.
it's something
It
that
is.
people talk about and they share, but it's not until you taste it and try it for
Exactly.
yourself
For
that you're
yourself.
able to see,
Exactly.
you're right. The
Exactly.
beef tastes better, the chicken tastes
Yeah,
better, like the vegetables are
exactly.
alive, like you're
Yep, you
tasting
can taste
vegetable.
it. Exactly.
Exact, and not
Yep.
just a bunch of seasoning
And your
things
body
just
is
to
loving
cover.
it because it's going
Loving it.
in and it's coming out. And I mean,
Yes,
it was
ma'am.
coming out 3 times a day. Not one
Come
or two, but
on.
3 times.
That's it. That's it. So if you need a
I was like,
cleanse, you
I
can
like
eat
this.
good
Well,
and
I'm
get a
being a
cleanse.
clean out, the detox.
That's it. While still eating good at the same time. Right. And so no, I love that. I think that is all good information. I believe that even as people are doing their searches, because there are others like you that are considering visiting or moving and things like that, and they're coming on YouTube and they're seeing
Right,
what's to be seen, what's being shared, what's
right.
being said, and experiences people are having. What other things would you want them to know? Like
It was
what
just
other
like
stories?
the Melrose art. When
Yes, ma'am.
I that was one of the options to stay at. 'Cause
Yes.
we didn't stay. I didn't get to go to Rosebank. I went for a pickup. We went
Okay.
there to go ride with what's his name? Cameron,
Okay.
what's his name? His tour group with Herbert.
Yes.
They was going to
Mm.
Constitution Hill. So we left
Okay.
our hotel to meet them at your hotel in
At the
Rosebank,
Boco.
the
Yes,
Voco.
ma'am.
And so
Yes.
we were sitting in the lobby, and that was the only time
Ah,
I was in Rosebank because I wanted to go in Rosebank to go get my 2 sons, some shirts and some bucket hats and this and that out of Rosebank,
nice.
right?
Yes,
But then
ma'am.
when we was there, and I was asking him, I said, when is the market in Rosebank open, to go do some shopping and stuff there?
Yes,
And they were
ma'am.
saying that market doesn't open up until Saturday. And I was like,
Yes.
we had already had
Uh-huh.
plans and schedules and stuff, so
Okay.
didn't get to make it over to Rosebank. So that was another
Yes.
place I wanted to go check out, but I missed.
Yes.
But then we ended up going to Melrose Art, and it was like
Mm.
one of the my throat was getting itchy.
Yes,
Excuse me.
ma'am. No, you're good. Which Melrose Arch is a nice place to
I
go as
know when I
well.
saw you did the video, I was like, yes,
Yes.
Ricky, yes. He made it over there, yes. Because I was
Yes.
like hesitant about going because there was one of the options to stay at that
Yes.
Marriott. in Merrill's
Okay. Yes. Yep.
and it was up and coming. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I said, Tasha, I don't want to stay at Merrill's Art. I want to,
Okay.
stay in Santon or where everything was at and stuff. And so, but when we went, we had a dinner at that
Mm.
grill house on the
Yes.
corner,
Yes. By the
where
field area.
yeah, by the field area and
Yes.
stuff. And we ate in there. And when we went in there, we had steaks. Oh,
Mm.
the
Oh,
steaks, the meat.
I saw you
Oh,
just take a bite. You just bit it just then.
it was delicious. It was, and I mean,
Wow.
that place was packed. It
Okay.
was, it got crowded, and we got there a little bit early. I think got there like 5:30, something like that. And it
Yes,
got
ma'am.
packed. And we experienced our first load shedding there.
Yeah. See, we haven't had load shedding probably over a month now. So I don't even think about
Wow.
load shedding anymore because elections are going forth
Right,
and things like that. And so
right.
people are talking, saying that, load shedding is not happening. However, what was it like for you all experiencing it for the first
I
time?
was taken back. I was like, we were sitting down, I think, did we finish our steak dinner or we was getting ready to have a dessert or something? I think we had
Mm,
just had our steak dinner come out or whatever. But it went out and everything went black in Merrill's Art, and then it came back on
okay.
that quick. And
Yes.
everybody started clapping,
That's
about
it. That's
excited.
it. That's it. It's a way to unify. It's a way to
It's like
unify at
it
the end of
came
the
and
day.
it's gone. It came and it's gone,
Yes.
And so, and I was recording and said, well, we had our first blackout here in Johannesburg
Yeah.
at the grill house
Mm,
here. And then to walk around Merrill's Art, and I saw at
yes.
nighttime how pretty it was. That field where they had
Yes.
screen protected
Yes,
thing where
ma'am.
they show movies and stuff at nighttime. Yes,
Okay.
Ricky, it's a nighttime thing where the kids can come and sit on the ground and watch a movie. They
Come
play
on.
movies at night. And
Come
it
on.
reminded me of an area in Houston called Town and Country City Center.
Okay.
Outdoors where they play movies and stuff. I said,
Okay.
oh, this reminds me of City Center. This is beautiful, and all the other restaurants
Wow.
and hotels around. Everything was lit up in lights and pretty.
Yes.
I said, and I decided not to stay over here.
Uh-oh. It's all right. It's all right. Now you know it's a good option. Where
When
you
I'm
were,
coming back, that's where I'm staying, Ricky. Since I
you
remember Santon is, I'm going to Melrose Art and stay maybe a little bit here, maybe a little bit there.
I love it. I like it. And see, now you're also letting other people know that Melrose Arch is a beautiful place to be. Because to
It
your point,
is.
do their Google searches, they do their researches. They, of course, do the research before coming down, boots on the ground,
Right,
and not knowing what all was going on before visiting and arriving there. You chose Santon, which is a good spot, a great spot to land.
right.
However, now you know of another option, another place.
Exactly.
And
Especially when you did that other mall you went to with the kids with the slide ride and stuff. I think was it Fort
yes.
Worth Mall or another mall you
Well,
went
that
to
one's in
with that?
Santon.
That was in Santon
Yes, ma'am.
with the
I
water
think it's
slide
called
ride?
the Hemleys or is
Oh,
it
okay.
what the red slide that you're talking
Yes.
about? Yes,
Yes.
that's there. That's
Oh,
at
okay. Okay.
Santon.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Going
mean, there's
to
so
the
many, and
toy
that was the
store.
thing. There were so many malls there in Africa. And it's like they have malls after malls after. I mean, and huge malls. It was
That's
like
the
a
key part.
football fields or 2 or 3 football fields. And it's like, especially the Mall of Africa. When we went to the Mall of Africa, oh,
And it's beautiful. It's not
and
just
I didn't get
large,
to
it's
see all the Mall
airy.
of Africa. And it's like when
Ah,
I walked around, I guess one level, maybe went down the first level, whatever. And I was like, this is it. It can't be it because I heard it's huge. And then I saw, yeah, I missed a whole nother area, the Mall
hello.
of Africa. But I went out to the front where, they had the logo of the
Yes,
African
ma'am.
continent on it
Yes.
and stuff, which was beautiful. Then another
Very picturesque.
Tasha that was there.
Mm-hmm. Tasha's everywhere.
I know.
Now,
That was like
it
my
says
third Tasha's.
come on, and it says a lot that you living in Texas is
Mhm.
saying that the malls here are large because the saying is everything is bigger in Texas.
Yes,
However,
exactly. I
the
said
truth is,
Galleria Mall in Houston has nothing compared to Mall of Africa, Santon
come
City Mall.
on,
I mean, those
come
malls are
on.
huge compared to
Yes,
Galleria Mall in
ma'am.
Houston.
Yes, ma'am. And they're bigger malls. Believe it or not,
Exactly.
they're
No
bigger malls
comparison.
here than those that you saw, in
Exactly. And
which, whew,
beautiful.
yes,
Just the
ma'am.
landscaping of it, the way
Yeah,
they build them. And I was like, wow, wow, just
yeah.
blown away. Wow.
Yes, ma'am. I love that. Now, I know you said you have a story, right? Is there any more of the story that we didn't get to share of your experience while here, or anything that you want to make sure that the people have knowledge of, that you had the ability to experience
Hector
that maybe?
Peterson, that's his name. Soweto. When we
Mm,
went to Soweto,
yes.
it was beautiful there in some areas. In some areas, it was like, okay, you felt a little intimidated,
Yes, ma'am.
Um, we got to his home. We didn't go really to go see the other Bishop Tutu's house,
Yes,
even
right
though I
down
heard it
the
was in that
street.
area. But you
Yes,
saw it was kind of like a tourist area street where
very much
all
so.
the
Yep,
dancers were
Villa
there.
Street.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Villicasi
ma'am.
Street.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
walking the streets, some of the dancer, trying to kind of like when you go to Jamaica or the Bahamas, you get off the
Yes.
ship or whatever,
Yes.
they want to braid
Yep.
their hairs and
Exactly. That's a great way of describing it. And I do want to stop you by saying that is very true. Villa Street, which is in Soweto, where you have Mandela's home, you have
right.
restaurants, and you also
Yeah,
have Bishop Desmond Tutu's home
yeah,
as well. There's a
yeah.
lot of activity, a
It
lot of
was.
people that will be
It
asking
was.
you for money, or maybe are saying, hey, we're a tour guide and we can help you see this or that. And hey, can we have some money? So I think
Mhm.
it is good to make
I
sure
would
it's
dance for you, let me dance for you.
correct.
And that's what I got a
Correct.
lot of. And I was like,
Yes.
no, that's okay. No, I got
Yes, ma'am.
my set on one thing to go do. I want to go do that. And
Yes.
then after we
Yes.
did the house and where else did we go? Somewhere else we went. And then we went to the restaurant, the 47 Valinsky restaurant,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Valinsky Suite.
Yep.
We went
You did the
upstairs.
buffet?
No, we didn't do the buffet.
Okay.
We ordered dinner and stuff, or lunch,
Okay.
brunch or whatever. But we sat upstairs and we sat in the corner where you could see the whole street of Valinsky Street. Now it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, compared to
Yes.
where we was earlier.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so that was an experience of seeing that
Soweto.
in Soweto and stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Now let me ask you this. Do you believe that, because I'm sure Herbert was with you, the tour
hmm
guide, right?
hmm
Would you have felt comfortable as your husband and yourself just driving out there?
No.
Right. Right. I agree.
No.
My first time, I went with the tour guide. I went on a red bus tour and I had a feel for it. The tour guide was with us and whatnot. And then after that, since then, I've gone with a South African, and then I've gone by myself, and then I
Right.
went with my family, right? So
Right.
I did it in stages just to
Right.
get my
Which was
comfort
good.
level up.
Because you got the
Exactly.
visual at first with somebody that knows the area.
Yes, yes. And I think the things that we just shared will allow for people who are unaware, that
Right,
maybe are going for the first time, to, okay, now they know what to look out for. Now they
right.
know what to expect, and things won't catch them off guard. Because that's what happened for me the first time. I was like, whoa, people coming up. Wait a minute, wait a minute. They asking, where you from? Where you from? Let me get. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I just want to go to Mandela's
Like
home, right?
the new kid in the school, right?
Exactly. Exactly. With the new clothes and I want to be your friend, right? And so, but now people have this information. Now they're aware and they know what to expect. So I love that. What else? What else do you have? What else do you have? I love what you're sharing because it's some good stuff.
um, so we went to Soweto. Oh,
Yes.
we went up to the rooftop in the
Yes.
Leonardo
Nice.
on the
Nice.
57th floor.
Come on.
And you have to take two elevators, not one elevator to take you all the way. You go to certain levels
Yes.
inside the hotel, get off that elevator, cross over to the next elevator doors to go up further up higher. That
Yes.
was when you look at Stanton City and you see that tall building,
Yes. The
especially the
tallest.
view from your window, your
Yes,
house,
ma'am. Yes.
that's the
Yes.
Leonardo Hotel. And at the
Yes,
top,
ma'am.
they had a roof bar up there where you can
Yes.
go and have little finger foods, have
Yep.
drinks and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful just sitting up
Mm.
there just to see it and stuff. And I
Yeah.
felt so close because we were so close up there with the skies, the clouds.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And Ricky, when you saw the plane go by, the planes was like low. It's like, dang, we up this high where we can see the planes.
You up that high for sure.
But it was beautiful up there. It was
Yeah.
really nice, and it was quiet because when we went, there
Yes,
wasn't a lot of
ma'am.
people there. I think we went like 3 o'clock or something like that. And then right
Okay.
on time, we stayed there to about 4 or 5, close to 5, it started getting crowded. And
Yes.
it's a vibe where
It turned,
everybody
that's
have their
it.
reservation seats, and you got to sit here. They
Uh-huh.
want to see the views and every angle up there.
Yes.
It was beautiful. I felt like I was
Yeah.
up in heaven overlooking Johannesburg. It was
No,
really,
very much so. Because I
yeah.
had somebody that visited and I was able to go to their apartment. And just from their spot, it wasn't even at the rooftop. It was probably like the mid-level. And to
Mhm.
see how far you could see out was
Exactly.
amazing. I was like, whoa, you can see this, you can see that, you can see that. Really, even out to Pretoria, you could see when it's not like a cloudy or foggy type day. And so, to your point, that is a nice
It
destination
is.
to check
It's really,
out. And
and
you
the
can see.
walking area there, because we walked over there, we took our little walk in and stuff from
Okay.
Da Vinci
Yes.
Hotel to
Yes.
Michelangelo Hotel to Leonardo Hotel. I said, oh yeah, I remember
Yes.
seeing this on the videos. Oh yeah, I remember seeing it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's on one of my favorite spots on my phone and stuff on Google. And it was just beautiful to see the different cities and areas and the drive.
Wow.
Especially we
Yeah.
went to Signature's restaurant.
Yes, ma'am. That food is
Okay.
amazing.
Oh, Rickey. Oh,
Hmm.
it was like being in like Assad said, being in New Orleans,
Come on, come
or
on.
Nolans.
Nolans, depending
One
on
of
who
the
talking.
chefs, I don't know if you remember the chef, Emerald,
Yes.
Emerald chef. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember his famous
And he
bam.
had
His
bam. That's it. He'll
yeah,
throw that spice.
bam.
Bam.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Uh-huh.
like I went to his restaurant in New Orleans, and the
Yes.
service there was spent
I
wonderful.
believe
It
it.
was, they had
Yes.
people come out to serve you all at one time if you
I
have,
believe it.
and they had there. That's how the signature in Johannesburg was.
Come on. Come
It
on.
was like, to see our people coming all out
Yeah.
with their outfits on and just serve you and cater to you, make sure I mean, it was impeccable, however you say it.
Yes, it
It was
was.
just fantastic to see. It was like made you feel like you was a king or a queen in there and stuff.
Yes.
It was, and then when the food came out, it was like I felt like it's we foodies. We like going to wine and
Okay.
food festivals and stuff. And we travel, to Cayman Islands and different
Nice.
places and stuff, Miami for all the food festivals
Mm.
and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
this food was no comparison to that food.
Come
This food was
on.
much better at Signature, and I was like blown
Yeah.
away. And then
Yes,
the
indeed.
views, we had a
Mm-hmm.
two-seat table view by the outside window,
Yes.
where all you
Yes.
saw was it's like Morningside, I think it was, and
Yes, ma'am.
Sandton and
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. Yes,
And the
Morningside. Yes, ma'am.
landscaping, the beauty, you could see all of Johannesburg or Sandton City
Yeah.
area outside the window. And it was a
Come on.
sunset, and you could see the sunset,
Ah.
just setting, and then you start seeing it getting dark, and you saw the stars coming out. It was beautiful. I was like,
Come on. You had a view and the food was good. You had the
yes,
best of
yes.
both.
No,
And the
wait a minute.
service.
Third one. Then it was hubby's birthday, right? That was the night of hubby's birthday. You
Yes.
bring out hubby's birthday cake and stuff,
Uh-huh.
different little cakes with happy birthday on it. And they had a jazz musician that was playing the saxophone there. And he played happy birthday for my husband for his birthday.
Wow.
So yeah, it made it
Look
really
at
special.
that.
And that's when I was able to meet Mark, Mark Blanton and
Yes.
Jay Cameron. They was there at
Okay.
the restaurant, and I didn't know they was there until close to us getting ready to leave. And so Mark
Ah.
came over to the table and introduced himself. And I said, oh,
Yes.
I finally get to meet you and stuff. I came over here through this real South Africa and I finally
Yes.
meet him and stuff. And then Jay Cameron, he was the one, he said, you know who I am? I said, yeah, I know who you are, Jay. You was the one
Mm.
at my ancestries.com that, the African ancestries that I was following your journey and stuff on there.
Wow.
And I said, I enjoyed your journey and stuff because it made me look at my DNA when I had did it years ago to go back and look
Mm.
at it, and they had upgraded and stuff. So he did a little live video of me and him on his YouTube channel that I was there in the
Nice.
signature restaurant and stuff for my husband for his birthday.
Yes.
So it was like the night ended so perfectly, especially
Come
for my husband's
on.
birthday, and got to meet,
Exactly.
two famous people in my eyes that I even tell
Hello.
Assad, I say, I call you guys my YouTube celebrities,
That's fun and funny at the same time.
I'm like,
Oh no.
I follow you guys faithfully,
Yes,
Sometime
ma'am.
I wake up, I was like, oh, I miss it because my notification. And that's the thing on YouTube. You can have so many say, okay, notify me when they come on, but it doesn't come
Yes.
on all the time. And you
Not
know some of the
immediately.
videos, you know. I
True.
like how changing the narrative with Stace and Red now, they
Yes.
let you know they're getting ready to do a video, whatever, and they do that
Yes.
notifying stuff. Do you want to be notified when we come home?
Mm,
And that's the only way
yes.
I know when you guys on there when that happened. I said, boy, I wish you saw all that.
Ah,
And I wish thinking them could do that
wow.
notified on there so people would know when they come on. You might get more, you know, listeners or more people
Views.
viewing that they'll know
Okay.
you get ready to
Okay.
come on at a certain time. So,
Okay.
but
I
yeah,
like
other than
I
that, I
like
would
that. See, I try to stay to a consistent time by like 6:15 essay
right.
time, but I like that
And
notified
I hate
button.
it too,
That's
because sometimes I look, because I'm always on my phone. I'm looking, it's like, oh, he did a video and I missed it. Dang it, you know. Sometimes I catch you on time, and sometimes I miss it. It's like even with the sign. It's oh man, I missed the sign, you know.
hello, not the bam bam bam. Just
Exactly.
like that. That's brother. That's a good man right there. Now I
Yeah.
must say, with signatures, I was blown away, which I was gonna see if you was gonna say it, but you know, maybe it was just me, little old me. I was blown away by the butters that they offer you with the bread. Like I've never
Oh
had
yes.
butter. I never heard of curry butter. And it was like, you know, a regular type butter, but I don't even do butters, but I did that. And I had
And it was
another
like
round of bread just to do it again. But no, signatures is nice. Signatures,
it is.
very good
It's a nice
restaurant.
upscale restaurant to go to.
Yeah.
So that was it was one more other thing too.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
signatures, I mean, Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
love it.
but
Oh,
yeah,
you give us some good tips here.
huh?
I say you give us some good tips, information, experiences, things that people will look out for or even experience when they do make it themselves. So I love it. Look at you, 10 days. So even with 10 days, you felt like it wasn't enough. I feel
Uh,
like there's never enough. I mean,
mhm.
people have lived a lifetime here and are still finding out new things,
Different
still
stuff. I
exploring
mean, because even
different
with your
things.
videos, when you was doing videos and before I even came, the different places or before y'all moved down, you know, where to go
Yes.
and stuff, you know, to take the
Yeah.
kids and this. And I was like,
Yes.
oh, I didn't know that was over there. Oh, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm still seeing and want to go to different places. I'm seeing you guys going to and checking out
Yes.
and this and that, you know. So
Yes.
it's so big. It's like I told somebody, I said,
Mm-hmm.
it's like Texas. You know, it's so
Yes.
big in Johannesburg, where but I think you can fit like 3 or 4 different states inside of Johannesburg.
Hello. It's that big. Hello. You're right. You're
You
right.
know, because it's so big, so much to see. And then this one guy I
Yeah.
follow, this African guy, and I can't think of his name, David, and he's
Okay.
living SATV. And he,
Yes. Yes.
yes, I love his videos too, because he would take
Uh-huh.
you to from hotels to home,
Mm-hmm.
the homes. Oh my God. Oh, and
Unlike
I was
any
on
other.
Property 24, something else,
Yes.
Johannesburg real estate. My girlfriend in Tampa, she's a real estate agent and stuff. And I was telling her, I said,
Mm.
Teresa, you just got to go over to Johannesburg and you can, you know, do your real estate stuff there in Johannesburg and stuff. And I was telling her about it. I said, but the homes, I was showing my husband, he was so tired of me looking
Yeah.
at different homes before we went into the houses. I said,
Because he
honey,
wants
like,
clues. He
get
knew
you.
if he looked too long, he might be walking up to a door saying, I'll buy.
I'm still looking at homes, you know, still looking at videos. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, the beauty of them, the outdoors living, you know, that they
Yes.
have that's built into the home and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just beautiful out there. Just
Yes,
even
it
when
is.
we went to Pretoria. I didn't
Yes,
get to
ma'am.
experience Pretoria
Okay.
the way I wanted to experience.
Mm.
I had a different tour guide on the
Okay.
Pretoria trip. And
Yes.
I saw all the historical downtown buildings of Pretoria, which was okay,
Yes.
history there and this and that. But
Mm.
then he took us to some parts of downtown Victoria that was kind of like not the best to see, kind of like the
Okay.
CBD
Okay.
downtown
CBD. Yes, ma'am.
Johannesburg.
Okay. Okay.
And he was driving us through there and he was saying, yeah, you got, you know, the brother was saying, yeah, you got to be careful driving around this area of Pretoria downtown here because you got to make sure your doors are locked and this and that. And I'm like, well, why are you driving this
What we
way?
doing? You could have showed me a picture.
I'm like,
Show
why
me
are
on
you
the
taking me?
phone.
You know, get me out of here. You know, look, Rick, I got my ring. I took my ring, so I turned it the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Since you talking, since we here, like
Then when we got out of
That's
there, he
funny.
took us up to the Union building and stuff where the
Okay.
government union, and that was beautiful. All the landscaping of the garden and stuff is beautiful
Yeah.
there. And you saw the
Mm,
big, taller statue of Mandela
yeah.
compared to the
Yes,
one in
ma'am.
Santa City Mall, you know, it was much bigger.
Mm,
And so we went up there and saw all the kids was on their school field trips that came up there. And I was like,
ah,
oh, look at them, you know, they're here on the field trip, you know, and I was like,
yes.
you know. But then we taking pictures of Mandela where, you know, you stand up. One of the photography guys said, you know, hold your hands up like this. And when you hold your hands up, you took pictures of you touching Mandela's hand. It was
Ah,
beautiful to do. He took several
okay.
photos of us with our hands up and hands together this way, holding
Yes.
Mandela statue's hand and stuff, which
Wow.
you wouldn't have been able to do it because that building was statue was so tall, you know, it was
Yes, ma'am.
probably what, 40 feet tall, if not higher.
Mm,
But yeah,
I
but that was,
haven't been, but now I
yes,
will. I will
the
go
Union
check that
building.
out.
And
Yes.
then we left and went to the Dutch Museum. I
Okay.
can't remember the name of it. It's a Dutch museum.
Mm,
Beautiful building. Beautiful building. So many steps to go up. It felt like you was walking in DC in one of
come on.
you know,
Oh, the monument.
the monument and stuff. And when you got
Yes.
in, beautiful on the inside, so much artwork. Oh, South Africa's artwork is to die for. They have the
It
most
is
beautiful
beautiful.
artwork,
I agree.
especially in Santa City. I was just so shocked of all the artwork and stuff in Santa City Mall. And then when I was going outside the mall, it was so beautiful to see throughout the city and stuff.
Mm,
But when we went to the Dutch Museum and stuff, and they were showing when you walk in, I don't know if you've been in that building at all.
no,
I can't
ma'am.
remember the
Not
name of it,
yet.
but it's like a pyramid type of
Okay.
building. And when you go in, all you saw was on the walls carvings out of I don't know if it's granite or limestone, white limestone,
Mm,
carving of the history of the Zulu tribes with the Afrikaans back during their history period and this and that. All the
wow.
way around. I mean, it was a huge place, and you just walk and you read the stories and you walk around the whole place and just seeing this marble like carving of the whole history of South Africa.
Wow.
That was beautiful to see. And then they had other down, you went either upstairs or downstairs. There was an elevator in there. It's like 3 floors. And
Mm-hmm.
then we came to the part where, you know, you saw the history of them with the shackles and how
Yes.
they did, you know, the Zulu tribes and this and that. And
Okay.
I was getting angry. And I was like, okay, it's
Ah,
time to go. I gotta go.
yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
see this. You know, it's hurting my heart. I don't want to see
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
But the views there, it was beautiful views. Even walking up the stairs, you could look out, you could see all of Pretoria. It was so pretty. It was
Mm,
gorgeous. The landscaping was gorgeous. It was pretty.
mm.
And so that was that was all of Pretoria I saw. I didn't get to see
Yes, ma'am.
visual none of the rest of the beautiful Pretoria. So that was
Yeah.
another place I would
Yeah.
like to go back to see that one and the waterfall, the Centurion. I
Yes.
never got to see none of those and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. But to your point, I mean, there's so much to see.
it
There's
is.
so much to explore. And even out of what you did see, what you did get to tour and to experience, it was enough, right? To let you know that you need to come back. But then it was
Yes.
also memorable moments from the elephants to,
Yes.
right, being in Santon and being close to the mall, getting lost in the mall, but then see how beautiful, right? The malls are, and even
Yeah.
having great dining experiences, man. You lived, or not even just lived, but you experienced things that one, people want to and are looking forward to experiencing, but to
Right.
even know that there's more, then that you'll come
Exactly.
back and that you'll
Exactly. It,
see
it
other
it it it
things.
draws you. It's like,
Yeah.
come
Come
back,
on,
come
come
back
on.
home. We
That's,
missing you.
that's it. Shouts out to Spooter with the Motherland song.
Yes.
It's that song, just
Yes.
that tingling your spine, just make you want
Exactly.
to come back.
Exactly.
Yes.
Especially with his video. When I saw his video, when he got on the plane to go back home, he was so mad. He was cursing. He said, I don't want to go back to the States, you know.
Ah, that's funny, right? Like everybody has their experiences. Everybody has
Exactly.
thoughts
And I
pertaining
keep
to
telling
back.
my son, because see, I have two sons.
Yes.
One your age and then another was
Okay.
Assad's age and stuff
Okay.
and Stace's age. And I kept telling him, I said, you know, one of my youngest son who lives in LA, and you know, he's a musician type,
Okay.
You know, he worked with Anderson Paak and stuff like that to travel.
Okay.
He's been all over and stuff and stuff. I said, dude, you gotta go to South Africa, you know. I would
Yes.
send him songs and stuff and different, you know, have you heard this song? You know, heard this
Uh-huh.
beat, I'm a piano
Uh-huh.
and this and that. And it's like,
Yes.
Mom, I have, you know, because he's into his own little music. And I said, oh, dude, you just don't know. I said, you got Mom,
Mm.
I'm gonna pay for you guys to go down there. If
Come
we gotta all
on.
go together, we going
Uh-oh.
down there, you know, so you
Uh-oh.
guys gotta see it. And then my oldest son who lived in Denver, and I was telling him about it. And he kind of got the bug a little bit because he wanted to go. He said, oh, okay, my mom really wants me to go and stuff. We talking about, you know, he's my research guy. We research this, we
Okay.
talk about that. I said, Mom, did you see this on this and this? And
Yes.
so he kind of got the bug and stuff, but for his financial issues and stuff, I
Yes.
got to pay for him to go. I say, once I
Yes.
can get them to go, Ricky, and see it, I know definitely my youngest son and both my oldest son would be hooked on,
Come
you know,
on.
to South Africa.
Come on.
So
Hello.
I can't wait for them to see it and catch that.
Yes,
You
indeed.
know, they got to
Now,
catch.
are they married or are they single?
My oldest one is married. My youngest
Okay.
one is single. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Uh-oh. I
yeah.
mean, he might come down here and find somebody. You might be coming back more than you thought.
Yeah, no, he has a girlfriend, and he
Okay,
said he
okay,
wants
okay.
to come, but he wants to come by himself. I said, no, you don't. You
I
better
got a
bring the
video for
girl with
that.
you.
No, no, no. You better make sure you sure in all that you doing. Like, yes,
Yeah.
indeed. But I love that. I love that even your desire for them to see it and even your
Yes,
willingness to say, I'll even pay for it so that you can see
exactly.
it. It speaks
Exactly.
volumes of how not only South Africa treated you, but not only the experiences that you had, however, how you want to pass it down to your children and allow for
Right.
them to see, right? And
Right.
so I'm even
Right.
thinking back to the beginning of our conversation of how your sister was coming back year after year, and she would probably think it was in herself, like if they only knew, like if they
Exactly.
only
Exactly. I
knew.
said,
But
why
now
you
look
didn't
at
tell
you.
us?
That's it. Now you're your
I was
sister.
like my son. I didn't believe her, you know? Exactly.
Exactly. And I think as more of us come, right, being Americans or people from around the world, as more of us come and experience what South Africa has to offer, or any parts of the continent, to say that
Right.
as well, they'll realize, man, it's not what was said. And there's so much that I can relate to, and so many things that I can do, and so many great experiences I can have that not only do I want it for me, but I want it for those that I care about and those that
Right.
I love. So I just
Right.
love how your story just like evolved from your
I haven't got to
sister.
Cape Town yet, dude.
Wow. But in the
I know.
meantime, I
How long
love
we been
how
on
your
here?
sister, probably a little bit over an hour, but at the same time, it's all good stuff because your sister was the one, right, that
Yes,
had that
I
Africa
bug.
bug. But
Hmm.
now you're that one, even after one trip. After one trip, you
Yes.
have it. And I believe that even as your sons get the opportunity to come, like who's to say all that they're around, be it musicians, be it other
Yeah.
people that your older son is around, they'll get to see what it's like through their eyes. But
Yeah.
what is something about Cape Town that you didn't say that you have to share?
So once we landed in Cape Town,
Mm,
we landed and got off the plane. And when I saw the beauty, Ricky,
yes.
of the mountains, the
Yeah.
Table Mountains, the
Yes. Yes.
tablecloth on the
Come
mountain,
on, that cloud that hover.
the lion's head, and
Yes.
I'm like a little girl in a candy store, or a
Come
toy
on.
store, I'm like, oh, I want to go there. Mommy, Daddy, can I go? I was like,
Yes.
my husband's like, calm down, Beverly, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
once you saw the ocean, because I saw the videos. And when I saw the videos of Cape Town, like I said, it reminded me of LA,
Yes, ma'am.
Malibu, Santa
Malibu. Yep.
Barbara, and I'm
Yes.
like, oh, and then it was beautiful. And I'm like, oh my God, our hotel was great because we had this 1 bedroom hotel in the Capitol something hotel.
Okay.
It was probably about a couple of blocks away from the ocean and stuff from the
Yes,
pier.
ma'am. Mm.
But it was a beautiful hotel room we had. The
Mm.
the real South Africa they did their job in picking out places for you.
There it is. There it is. Shouts out to them.
They
Shouts out to
did
them.
their duty, you know.
Yes.
But our room, even like in Da Vinci, we had like, you know, your apartment. We had like a huge suite, you know, with the kitchen and the table in it, with the two TVs, with, you know, 2 bathrooms or whatever. And it was beautiful, you know, with the view outside of Santa. And then when I get to Cape Town, nice room, big bedroom, kitchen with washer and dryer, you know, big old living room, patio. Their patio is bigger than the patios in my patios, okay?
Come on. And it's in a hotel. Come on.
This is a hotel, and I had a view of the Lion Head to the left and the ocean and the downtown to the right, you know. It was, I mean, I'm like video, you know, oh my God, y'all check out this area, you know. It was gorgeous hotel. Nice hotel.
Wow. Yes.
They had a restaurant inside the hotel, something grill. I can't think of the name of the restaurant. Dang it, I think I had it written down. But we went to go eat in that restaurant. Oh,
head drop. I ain't even tasted, but I feel it.
In that restaurant was to die for. The steak, it was even much better too. It was like mouth-watering or tender.
Yeah.
It was just, we was like, oh, we couldn't believe it. So, and we had ate once we got there. We got there a little late.
Yes,
but we was like, okay, we're coming back to this restaurant to eat, you know, tonight. Okay. So then the next day we had our tour to go to the wine country. No, what's it, the wine country or Good Hope? It might have been Good Hope. I think we went to the Good Hope. We went to Good Hope first. And we went to Good Hope, the winding roads along the edge, mountains on the edge of the ocean. And you're like, oh, you're getting a little close. I think I saw close in my eyes. I'm going to wait till we get there.
Yes.
I'll peek. Mike, wake me up when it's something I really need to see that's beautiful, you know, and I'll look and I was like, okay, wait till we. And then we went, it was really cloudy and raining the day that we went. So we didn't get to experience too much of the beauty if it's being sunshine. We had more clouds and the rain and the mist.
And what month were you here?
February. Oh, it was March, the beginning of March.
March. Yes, ma'am.
2nd, 3rd, and 4th when we got there. And so it was so cloudy and stuff. But once we got to Good Hope, and we were supposed to take the tram to go up, you know, where you could see the different water, the Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean meets together and stuff up there.
Oh, yes.
So we couldn't go up because it was so rainy and cloudy that the trams wasn't working that day. So you can walk up to a certain degree, but it's too rainy. And I had my little safari hat on, cap, you know, brim hat with my scarves and stuff on there. I said, honey, it's getting cold out here and there's too much rain, you know, okay, it's time for us to go. But then we left there and he took us to a restaurant somewhere in Cape Town, in another city in Cape Town, Good Hope, somewhere out that way. And the restaurant was good. The food was good. It was good. It wasn't as fantastic as the restaurant in Johannesburg food.
It
was okay. And then the next day we left, he took us to the wine country. So we driving, you know, it's like going to Napa Valley. You drive, and you drive, and then you drive, and you're seeing all the hills and all the landscaping of the wines and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the mountains behind it, you know. It was just beautiful. Beautiful. And I was like, Napa Valley, you ain't got nothing on South Africa swag.
Come on, especially it being in Cape Town. Because not only did you drive to see that, but you just drove from seeing the mountains and the water, like all in one area.
It was beautiful. I was like taken back. I was blown away because I think we went to 3 different wineries or 4 different wineries and stuff. And the first we went to, they had these stones. It was the Spear winery. Freshenhaw winery or something like that, something with an F. And they had these stones in different places of their landscape and out. And you go and you put your hands close up to the stone and make this loud noise. And it's off the vibration of your hand, the palm of your hand.
Come on.
and all the
Whoa.
songs had different sounds to them. And
Huh.
that was so pretty. And you see in the background the willow trees blowing with the mountains in the
Mm,
background. Oh, Rick, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
come
Different
on.
architects outside of the one. And this was a huge, I would say as big as 2 football stadiums. It was that big,
Wow.
that one winery we went to.
Yes.
So we had the wine tasting in there and stuff. And then we left there. He took us to another winery, not too
Mm-hmm.
far from it, down another road. And that winery, it was where they had all the what do you call it, the grapes, the dry grapes,
Yes, ma'am.
and they had them all listed what type of grapes they were of wines, like the
Yes,
Chardonnay
ma'am.
grapes,
Yeah.
like the
The
Pinot
Marlowe.
grapes, Merlot grapes,
Uh-huh.
and you was able to
Yeah.
go and touch it and put it off and eat the grapes. They
So
were
you get
so
to taste it
sweet. You
before it
get to taste
turns.
it before they turn into wine.
Come on.
And they were sweet, Ricky. They were so
Wow.
sweet. Little dried
Yes.
berries, like a little blueberry type, but it was so
Uh-huh.
good. So we went into that winery, had different wines and foods in there, and it was okay. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we left there and went to another winery that had goats, billy goats.
Come on.
Billy
Outside.
goats, the billy goats is outside doing their thing, playing up on this and this and that, and I'm chit-chatting with them and this and that. So we go inside the little winery place where it's a tasting, and you like a barrel, you standing, and all these different
Um,
types of wines with cheese. They were known
okay.
for their different cheeses.
Ah,
And you
hence the
pair the
billy
wine.
goats. Maybe the milk.
Yes, yes.
Ah.
And that was really nice. That was really good. And
Mm.
then, so that was that experience. I really enjoyed we went to one other place. It was a restaurant we went to, but it was out in the wine country with all the rows. All you saw was the rows of wineries and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it was beautiful. It was just to die for.
Wow.
They had a
Yeah, yeah,
train
yeah.
place out in Cape Town, and you could have caught a train ride, and the train would
Yes.
take you from winery to winery to winery, and you get off and
Mm.
on, almost like the red bus, but it's a train and stuff, and
Or yes,
try
yes.
different restaurants and stuff with different wines and stuff, but we didn't get to do that one.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
then the next day, I think it was our last day, my husband kind of got a little sick from the rain and the mist going
Yes.
to Good Hope.
Being outside and all. Yes, ma'am.
So we wanted to go to see an African dance show.
Okay.
So we ended up going to the Gold. I don't know if you heard about
Okay.
the Gold.
I haven't heard about it. You telling me about it
GOLD.
now. Okay.
The Gold, Ricky. Oh, that was a stage production African
Okay.
dance show they give people in the audience to play the little bango, little
Yes,
drum
ma'am.
sets or whatever,
Yes.
and you're playing along with them, and that was a nice show. The food was
Wow.
good. You got to try your 7 different food
Colors.
of different
Yes.
countries, and so some
Yes.
of it was good, and some of it was like, but some of it was good.
Correct.
You got your dessert, but the show was to die for. That was the start.
Wow.
They go and they uh, put paint face you of different African
Okay.
tribes, your face and stuff when you go in and stuff. And that place, it was kind of small. And I didn't realize they had 2 sitting area, well 3 actually. There was one
Mm.
upstairs in the hours, and there was another down to another level of another area that the dancers, they'll do a show in this main section where we were, and then they'll go do the other one down in another area. But
Mm.
that show was like they had it to the T. It was I can't explain it. It was just
Yes.
it was
And
a
this is
very
a
good show.
location by itself or like a restaurant or like
It
what's
was
the
like a big warehouse restaurant
like a
that they do
warehouse
the show
restaurant?
in with a stage and stuff.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and they played the drums and played the music and the dances. And this one brother, he was just he was doing his
Hello. I see
little
you. I
Ricky.
see you doing it.
Little Ricky would have loved that one. No, he would want to be on stage. It was like you almost going to Disneyland in the parade.
Yes, yes.
Almost
That's what
wanted to
people
be
come.
on stage.
Yeah.
But that was a
Wow.
nice show. We really enjoyed that. And that was the end
Mm.
of the trip, and it was time to go home. So and
It
I was
was
like,
time to
nah,
go. And so from Cape Town, y'all flew back to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta back
To
to
Texas.
Texas. Okay. Wow. And you've been thinking about it ever since. You've been
And talking
trying to
about it,
convince
showing
others
people
ever
pictures,
since.
showing people videos, looking at it constantly on my pages, watching you guys' video, learning more from you
Yeah.
guys, you know, being there.
Mm.
And I said, honey, I want to move there. Can we just leave the US and ready to go?
He said, I'm ready to go. I mean, with the experiences you had, I understand. And I mean, even to put it into perspective, the the food that you had, very inexpensive, right? Compared to
Very,
what it is in the
very,
States. Very
yes,
inexpensive. The
very,
entertainment, very inexpensive compared to the
exactly,
States. So even the money that you would have to spend goes a lot further on this side than it is on stateside, and the experience is better this
exactly.
side as you
Yeah,
experience than it is on that side.
you get
So I
your
mean,
bang for your bucks, or however it goes.
come on, hello, the bang is here. The bang is here for all your bucks,
Exactly.
right? Currently, right?
Exactly.
And so I get it. I get it. And you know, as I always like to ask, being that I know Americans watch this, South Africans watch this, people all around the world watch these episodes and things like that. What would be a sentiment, or what would be something that you would want to share or say to our brothers and sisters here in South Africa?
Um, mm, I mean, I know the plane fare is somewhat expensive going over there if you do the nonstop 14 hours, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, but I've learned and saw that multiple people, you know, do the multiple
Mm-hmm.
connections and stuff instead of doing the straight 14 hours and stuff. That is a little bit in the budget, is budget wise. And
Yes.
I would say, you know, it's just like I told my oldest son, I said, the hotel room. I said, Larry, you can get a nice hotel room like the Radisson Blue and stuff like $50 a night, dude. Not compared to being in Denver, Colorado, spending like $500, $600 for 4 nights, you know?
Correct. Correct. That is true.
So the experience is just going there and staying and
Mm,
living and seeing and checking out the vibes and the people and their history. You got so much.
yes.
It's like going to another world almost and
Very
learning a
true.
different culture, or learning a
Mm-hmm.
different, you know, atmosphere of stuff that you didn't know. Because there's a lot of stuff in the US they don't teach us, that we have
Very much so.
no connections, you know.
No.
And at least here I felt connected, you know.
Yeah.
I felt that connection there, you know. I felt like
Yeah.
I was at home. I was with,
Come
you know,
on.
my people. It's just like I told my husband, I said, I'm not the minority here. You are the
How about those tables turned?
So, and I felt the connection of being not afraid compared
Yes,
to, you
ma'am.
know, being in the US and you constantly got to watch your
Mm,
back, you know.
yes,
So
ma'am.
my thing is go,
Yeah.
experience it, go check. I mean, if I would have learned about this years ago, you know, it's just like I told somebody, I said, we had our house built. I said, if I would have known before I had my house built, I wouldn't have built this house. I would have said, honey, no, we're going every 3 months back to South Africa.
There's another way. There's another way.
You know.
Yes.
But yeah, it's people, you know, you got to learn it
Yeah.
from, you know, people on YouTube. You guys out there making the way for people. You're showing them, especially you.
Yes,
I give you
ma'am.
so much credit that you're out
Yes,
there on those
ma'am.
streets. You're showing them.
Yeah.
It's like my sister, she did her interview with Wanda with the unapologetic nomad people, you know.
Okay.
And when I saw her video and watched them and followed them through, you know,
Yes.
Rwanda and stuff, and then when they left,
Yes.
Rwanda went to Johannesburg and touched
Mm,
bases with Assad and them and stuff.
yes.
So I got connected with Assad and Asha. Usher
Ah.
me
Oh,
live, you know, watching.
yeah. We gotta get Asha back on YouTube.
I've watched her video left and right. Could come to find out
Yeah.
Asha's name is my granddaughter's name is Asha, and they were born on the
Wow.
same day of April
Come
28th.
on. Come
No,
on.
April 28th. No, May 28th. No, April 28th. April
Okay.
28th. And so me and
Yes,
Asha got
ma'am.
the connection. I was going to hook up with Asha in Johannesburg, but she had just bought her house. And so I didn't get a chance to meet up with her. And then she lived in LA and I
Yes.
live in LA and stuff. So
Yes.
we touch bases with her about different things in LA and stuff. And
Yes.
then James Bennett, come to find out that he lived in Mississippi. Now, my
Yes.
previous married name, because I've been married twice, was Bennett.
Yes.
So
Wow.
me and James Bennett had the same last name, and he's from Mississippi. I lived in Mississippi, and in Madison, Mississippi, for a little while, for about a
Okay.
year or
Okay.
so. And then he's into music, and my son,
Yes.
his name is Bennett, with his dad. They are musicians, so we had that connection.
Very
Me and
much so.
Assad had in the connection with Assad mom being from Alexander, Louisiana, like Cheryl.
Yes.
Her parents was from Alexander, and Assad's mom. And my dad was
Oh,
from Alexander, Louisiana, and stuff. So we
come
had
on.
it was so many connections. I heard when you was from Tampa. I said, okay, Rickey from Tampa. I got a girlfriend that lives in Tampa that I'm
Yes.
close with and stuff. And then I
Look
was
at
telling my
you.
niece about the church I was going to, Rivers Church, because our
Yes.
family is church going. One of my brothers is a minister in Baytown,
Yes.
Texas. And
Uh-huh.
we a family of church going people. So my
Yes.
niece, she worked for Lakewood Church, and she does all the
Yes.
setup and stuff and the musical stuff
Okay.
in Lakewood. And I was telling her, because she went to go visit her mom and wonder with her family there. And I said, you got to check out South Africa, because there's a church called Rivers there that Rickey and them goes to. You need to check it out. It's like Lakewood.
Yes. 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 Yes, indeed. Just a smaller scale, but yes, just it'll give you that Lakewood
So
vibe. You're
it was
right.
like the connection. I felt like it seemed like it's more connection with us being Southern people from the Southern states,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
that we have all those connections of going to South Africa.
Yes.
I don't know what it
Yes.
is, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. And then we get here and start making those various connections. And then we're
exactly.
able to build and grow from there. And then you
Exactly.
look up and you have community, right?
Yep,
So, no,
exactly.
I love that. I love that, Miss Beverly. Like, I love how you even summed it all up with the various connections, but as well, it speaks to how others, right, when they visit, not only can they reach out to us and make those connections and whatnot, because we're
Right.
here, we're open and whatnot in most cases and things like that. However, you'll realize how alike we are and how similar we are and how small this world really is.
Right.
And yet here we are on a whole nother continent making all of these connections and things like that, and as
Exactly.
well get to experience all that South Africa has to offer. So, Miss Beverly, I thank you so much. Like, wow, what a phenomenal experience you had, what
Yes.
stories
And
you
I was
had to
so dying to
tell.
tell, and I kept praying. I said, Lord, I want to tell my story. I got so much to tell, And I tried to tell a little bit with Assad on his video, but it was
Yes.
a quick video because he had another guest with us and stuff. So I didn't really get to,
Uh-huh.
and we were leaving to go to my husband's birthday party.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
I got to tell it. I got to tell it. And that's when
Yes.
I reached out to you. I said, Rickey, God is leading me to tell my story through you.
Yes, yes. And I'm glad we had this opportunity. You the first one to do a virtual podcast conversation. Excuse me. And I thank you. I believe now I could be more open to it. Like this one. Oh, see, I've got to take the calories. This one went very well. And
Right.
yeah, but to your point, thank you for sharing, right, your story. I'm
No
thankful
problem.
that not only that you heard to share, but you had the willingness to share. And I believe
Right.
that as you did share, others will feel more confident or comfortable in
Right.
making the visit, and they'll realize seeing you do it, they can do it too.
And
So as we always share,
I enjoyed your interview, especially the one with the princess. I can't wait.
yes, to
I
come.
can't wait to see that one.
That's it. Hey, hopefully
And
she
do
sees
more
this.
interviews, Rickey. Do more interviews and do the notify and let us know when you're gonna do them, when they're coming out. So we all be ready and be chiming in.
And
Look,
see, this
like
one is gonna have
like
a
Ray say,
notification.
Daddy, we need more likes.
That's it. That's what she says. And now I know what I need to do to get her. So, Ms. Beverly, I appreciate you. I thank you. And I
No
look
problem.
forward to the people not only seeing this,
Yeah.
but experiencing your story because I mean, it was so vivid. You told it in such a way that we saw the elephant coming behind us, right? We saw it to the left. And then we also saw the overlooking of Soweto and so forth. So, again, phenomenal job in telling it. And I'm thank you
Thank
that
you.
we had this experience. And I know we online, so you don't have to hang up, even though I'm gonna end this video. But all that to say, thank you so much, Ms. Beverly. Thank you,
Thank you.
wonderful people, for watching and tuning in. And if
Yes.
you have a story such as Ms. Beverly, let me know. Now that I'm more comfortable in doing so, we can look to do it online. Until next time, great people. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Joneses.